What's good, everybody? It's your girl Destiny's Legacy. I'm back at it again with another video, and in today's video we're just gonna go ahead and get into it, talking about natural birth control methods, right? Natural family plannings. Okay, I just want to first and foremost say I am not a doctor. These methods are methods that I have looked up because I didn't want to be on birth control anymore. I stopped taking birth control sometime in 2019. Was it 2019? Nah, it was like early 2020. I was thinking about getting off birth control in 2019, and I officially got off of it early 2020. And I had been on birth control since I was 16 years old. I was just afraid because I knew it wasn't healthy for your body, and I will get into reasons why it's not. But I just started getting afraid of like, okay, I need to get off of this soon, right? Mind you, I'm in a relationship right now. I was in a relationship when I was getting off of it as well. So I always knew that I was going to be running that risk, right? So I'm going to talk to you guys about tried methods that I have tried myself, natural birth control methods that, you know, I've researched, and I just feel like there's not a lot of people who talk about it on YouTube, right? Not only that, but I am very passionate about health, wealth, and wellness. That's just going to be the name of the whole game of this channel moving forward. So let's just go ahead and get into it, right? So the first step to family planning, right? If you're planning to get pregnant, or if you're just planning to avoid pregnancy, either way, you need to know your cycle, right? And when I say cycle, your cycle is not just your period. Your cycle is not like, your period is a part of your cycle, but your period is just you bleeding. Your cycle consists of your period, you ovulating, and you implanting or not, right? Your luteal phase, right? I don't know if there's other different phases within there. There probably are little minuscule phases within that time period. I'm not a doctor, but you know, with further research, I will most definitely be dropping another video talking about just womb health, women's health overall, you know, just all of those different things, because I do know a lot, but this is not that video. This is literally just natural birth control methods. So the reason why I do say it is very important for you to know your cycle is because they say that the average woman's cycle is 28 to 30 days, meaning within 28 to 30 days, you're going to be ovulating, you're going to be going through your luteal phase, and you're going to be having your period every 28 to 30 days. Some people's, I think the average, the true average is between 21 days and 36 days. So if you're anywhere in between that range, you're in between normal, an average normal period. But again, don't quote me on that, because some people say, you know, I'm not even this is just natural birth control, okay? I don't want to confuse it with women's health, because the real true healthy cycle is between 28 to 30 days, if we're just going to get into it. But we're not going to get into it in this video, okay? So just a little bit about ovulation and implantation. We all know what the period is, right? So let's just start with the period, because the period is actually the beginning of your next cycle, right? So if you just started your period, that means that is the beginning of your cycle, right? That is the cleansing your uterus, cleansing your vaginal area. The blood is actually like antimicrobial. It's getting rid of, you know, all the stuff in there that doesn't need to be in there. It's getting rid of the tissue in there that was supposed to be used for you being pregnant, but since you're not pregnant, you have your period, right? So it's just getting rid of a lot of stuff, transferring into the newest cycle, the next cycle. So after your period is your ovulation. So some people's ovulation can be like a couple days after their periods, like 6 days after their period. Some people's are like 14 days after their period. I don't know exactly, but you need to know your ovulation. You need to know when you're ovulating, because when you are ovulating, that is the time where you are most likely to get pregnant, right? And that is the time where you should most definitely be using natural birth control methods. You should be strapped, okay? Protect yourself, okay? Especially if you know you don't want, if you know you want a baby, that is the time where you should, you know, have fun and make it do what it do. And that's just on period. You have to know when you're ovulating, okay? And then after your ovulation is your luteal phase, right? This is the phase to where the egg is actually getting fertilized. The egg is actually getting like stuck to that connective tissue in those uterine walls and stuff like that. And it's preparing itself with all these other tissues. It's preparing itself to clump up themselves and get ready for a baby. That's that implantation stage, right? And if you're, you know, if you were strapped during the ovulation phase and before, then that implantation phase is going to lead into you having your next period if you're not pregnant. And that's just on period. So that's just a little ins and outs. It's a little ins and outs. You still need to know yourself. You still need to do your research. You still need to know the signs and symptoms so you know what phase it's in, right? This is why we have different smells during different times in our cycle. This is why we have different kinds of discharges on different times of our cycle. You need to know your body. You should know your body. I feel like every woman, when you start your period, you need to learn your cycle. And if you are older and you still don't know your cycle, you should I use the app Flow. There's a lot of period tracker apps. I think there's an app that's called Period Tracker. I use the one called Flow, FLO. And I really enjoy it. I'm still learning my cycle, right? These methods that I'm going to be presenting to you all are methods that I've been trying for 1.5 cycles. So I haven't been on it for a really long time, but it's cool, right? So let's just go ahead and get into it. I also would love to mention that there's a very high chance of you getting pregnant when you're ovulating. But while you're in that luteal phase, and like that's the phase to where implantation is going to occur if there is, you know, the fluids necessary for that to happen, right? If it's not there, it won't happen, but there's still a chance for you to get pregnant during the luteal phase, right? And then you'll just be implanted the next cycle, I believe, because there are people who find out that they're pregnant and they still have a period, but then they miss the next period, right? So yes, there's chances of getting pregnant basically when you're ovulating or in the luteal phase, okay? Any other time outside of that, very slim to none, but you still wanna make sure you're strapped until you really know yourself. All right, y'all know that quote, know thyself? Like, yes, to a T, especially women. We are blessed with the uterus, with the womb, to know her, for real, and respect her. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm about to grab my tools and show you guys what to do. All right, so tool number 1, all right, this is neem, okay? This is neem oil. I have the cold pressed, pure, and natural neem oil. I got this off of Amazon. None of these are really pricey. I just don't remember the price. Like very, very, very cheap, I'm gonna say. Neem oil, okay? Number 2, neem pills, okay? For him and her, okay? And number 3, and this is not the final one, wild carrots, aka Queen Anne's lace, okay? These products will also be linked below. And number 4, the final one, okay, is mugwort. I have it as a loose herb because I use it for different things. I use it for yoni steams, but you can also make it in a tea. So mugwort, I got organic mugwort herb for mugwort tea. All right. So let's just get into the neem because this is what you're gonna use majority of the time, right? Until you really, really know yourself, okay? So neem oil is scientifically proven to kill sperm. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube, so instead of like saying that, I'm gonna just say the male fluid, all right? It will kill the male fluid, right? I've also heard that it can kill the egg as well, right? So this is like your plan B, right? This is like your plan B. The pills are what the men can take to where it'll already kill it before it comes out, right? There has been a scientific study to where men who were married, right, they were having unprotected sex with their wives, and after 30 days of taking these neem pills, their wives were not pregnant. Like I think 2 out of 100, like basically like it's 98% for this. This is why women can take these pills too. I don't take the pills. I just have my boyfriend take these pills, simply because if there is no like research out there about dosages, and I heard that you don't want to take too much because you can become infertile. Okay, so I don't take the pills, but my boyfriend does. Okay, so just have the guy take these every day for 30 days, and male fluid will be dead. Okay, it won't be doing nothing. It won't be implanting. It won't be doing none of that, right? Secondhand, you can use this as lubricant. There are people, I think in India, where like abortions and birth control is illegal, so they can't have access to like pills and stuff. They have lubricants made out of neem oil that will kill the male fluid, right? So you can use this as a lube. I have mixed it with coconut oil because coconut oil is like, I feel safer putting coconut oil down there because coconut oil is cool for that area. So I do dilute it with coconut oil. You don't have to. But just a fair warning, you guys, this oil, it stinks. Let me take that back. It does not stink, but it is a very, very, very strong odor, okay? And what it smells like, to me, it smells like onions and peanuts. Very, very, very strong onions and peanuts. So you can use it as lubricant. You can put it in your vaginal area prior to having intercourse. Me personally, I don't. What I do is I put a little bit mixed with coconut oil, or you can do it undiluted, right? I'll put it on a cotton ball, and then I'll stick the cotton ball up there for like 15 minutes and make it do what it do, right? You can do a cotton ball, or you can do a tampon, organic tampon, or you can use like a Q-tip and just like swirl it around there and then do what it do, right? I just like to put it in for 15 minutes. I know people who've done it for like, put it in for a day, overnight, whatever the case may be, just a good amount of time, and just let it work its magic, okay? So that's enough of the neem, right? Anytime you know that there's some male fluid that's gone up inside you, you want to use this. You want to make sure that you, and if you don't have the oil, women can take this as well. If you only just want to get the pills, him and her can take the pills, okay? I use the oil and he uses the pills. So that's how I do it, right? Now let's get into the wild carrot, aka the Queen Anne's lace. So when I was doing my research, wild carrot is another word for Queen Anne's lace. I was lucky to get this in a tincture, and I'm happy that it comes like this. Like, it even has like the measurements, so you can measure it and you can put it in like your drinks and stuff. You can take it as a tincture, or like you can actually have the seeds. I don't know where they sell them at, but where I was doing my research from and stuff, like they will actually like eat the seeds, the wild carrot seeds, the Queen Anne lace seeds, okay, whatever they're called. And they would prevent the egg, like once the male fluid gets in there, let's just say once it gets in there while you're ovulating, right? During that luteal phase, to where the egg is trying to implant because it got what it needed. It got the male fluid that it needed. So now it's ready to implant during that luteal phase. This will prevent the implantation. So my recommendation and what I've been doing is I've been taking this during that luteal phase, right? I will literally have 1 milliliter and I'll just put it in a water bottle. And it's actually, this don't taste bad. It's like sweet, but very subtle. It's a very subtle sweet. You can barely taste it. That's how it's cool, right? So I'll put 1 milliliter in my water bottle. I will read the directions to you all. It does say to take more. It says shake well before use. Adults take up to 1 milliliter, aka 30 drops, in 3 to 4 fluid ounces of juice or water up to 4 times a day. Me personally, I've only been taking it 1 time a day, but even during the ovulation and the luteal phase, I have been using the neem. So maybe next time I will make sure. See, this is why you have to know your phases though, because the first cycle I didn't know like exactly, right? When you're tracking your period with the Flow app or any other apps, they're gonna give you estimations. But the more that you log your periods, the more that you log your symptoms, your cramps, all of those different things, the more accurate that it will become to you, right? This is why it's very important to know yourself, know your body, know your womb, respect her, okay? So yes, wild carrot will prevent implantation, all right? And last but not least, the Mugwort Tea, okay? So the Mugwort Tea is an abortificant. I think I'm saying that right. It is an abortificant, okay? Mugwort has many uses. I mix mugwort in my yoni steams. I mix it with a whole bunch of other herbs to like steam up there. That's a whole nother video for a whole nother day that has nothing to do with birth control, okay? But people literally have drunk mugwort tea and it has caused them to have a miscarriage, okay? So I'm pro-choice, okay? I'm not, you know, I haven't done this. I have had the tea for other reasons because it is like a, it relaxes your nerves. So I have taken it before bed and stuff, like when I just want to get a good night's sleep, and it really does work. Like it really relaxes you and makes you really calm and stuff. But I have had the tea, like just in case, right? Not only is it, does it cause miscarriages, it also can cause your period to come. So if your period is late, right, you can drink some tea and the period will come, which is also basically an abortion if you were pregnant. So that's basically that. I'm pro-choice, and you know, there's people who drink mugwort tea to have abortions and miscarriages in countries where it's illegal or it's not allowed. I feel like that's safer than doing the clothes hanger or, you know, other stuff that causes harm to your body. That's safe. It's not gonna, you're not gonna have any bruises and no blood nowhere. Okay. Also, I forgot to mention, but mugwort is also something that women use to induce labor. So it's just really going to relax those muscles to the point where you can't hold the baby. Basically, you can't hold no tissue up there, okay? So that's really what the mugwort do. So yes, comment below if you guys would like more videos in regards to health, wellness, and wellness, women's health, womb health, right? Comment below, or just like this video if you guys learned something, if you guys are gonna try this out. So yeah, again, I'm not a doctor, but I hope you guys have an amazing evening, morning, or night, or afternoon, wherever it is, whatever time it is, where you at, okay? But yeah, I'm out. You have a blessed one.